Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Kimberly Hardy. I'm one of the assistant professors here at Fayetteville State University School of Social Work. Welcome to your orientation. My role today is to talk to you about how we do social work. And what that means is all the various ways in which you, as a future social worker, will be able to help individuals, families, communities, and broader society as a whole. Most students I've asked over the years, why you want to be a social worker? They respond by saying, I want to help people. And that's absolutely what we do. But my job today is to talk to you about the various ways in which we help people. Everybody knows about micro practice, what you all know as therapy or direct practice or working in an agency. You want to be the person that someone comes to directly when they need assistance, and that is laudable. If those are your career goals, then we can absolutely help you get there. But there's also macro social work practice. We do this with community organizing and with policy work. So with community organizing, you're helping to empower and educate folks who are living under some sort of oppressive system that is causing a larger majority of people at one time to experience some sort of unfairness, or to help them come together and advocate for something that their community really needs. That could be any number of things. That could be around beautification of the neighborhood. It could be around public safety in the community. It could be around building a playground for children in that community so that they have somewhere to play that is safe and fun. It could be any number of things. And community isn't always just defined by geography. Sometimes it's a broader community like the LGBTQ plus community or the African American community. Either way, your role in helping with that is vital, absolutely vital. So there's also policy work. Perhaps there's a law that's unfair to some people, or some policy even at an agency that is inadvertently perhaps disenfranchising an entire community of folks. Your role as a macro social worker is to go in there and make that kind of policy level change, or to organize communities. And there's always an issue that needs some sort of attention at the macro level. And sometimes those issues also have a micro component as well. If we look at the COVID-19 pandemic, what we see there is there are absolutely essential micro level issues. There are families who are experiencing grief and loss, and they need someone to help them through that process. There might be families where a loved one is in the hospital and they're battling COVID or any other illness and they're getting ready to come home. Hospital social workers help with discharge planning and setting up resources necessary to help the patient when they get home. There's also people who are experiencing psychological anxiety and depression as a result of their own fears about catching the virus or losing someone they love to the virus. And those are some things that clinical social workers can help them with as well. But there's also community level issues with that work. There's something to be said for advocating for the frontline workers who are putting themselves in harm's way, but typically in jobs where they don't have health insurance. That might be a policy that needs legislative change, and you can do that if you are a political social worker, for example. Or maybe there's an entire community of people who don't have access to quality health care and they need to be tested because maybe a bunch of them work on the front lines. Well, perhaps you advocate for them having a testing site located right there in the community where they live. There are a lot of different ways to practice social work, and we are going to talk about a lot of them during your time in the program. But I do want you to always keep in mind there are so many different ways and so many different levels of social work that you can use to help people at the individual level, the community level, and the societal level. All of them are important, and we are going to help you learn how to do all of those things. So welcome to the program, and best of luck to you all.